Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I am your host, Timothy, of course, joined by my co host, Sergio.
Hey everybody.
If you are new to the show, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, drop a comment. We appreciate that. As you know, we are discussing 5 different club competitions across Europe: Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, Eredivisie, and Premier League. We are discussing every game and giving out our picks and bets. We are also giving out best bets every show. So let's do a quick recap of last week. I went 2-4, suffered my first losing week of the season. Sergio went 3-3, 500. So this was not a great week in terms of our best bets. Not the week that we were looking for, at least. But we did give out some other great tips that cashed easily. Torino for a win, Real Betis for a win, Valencia, Newcastle, and that is just to name a few. So let's look to bounce back in a major way for our best bets. Let's get started. Today we are starting with the Eredivisie. First game, Fortuna Sittard hosting Heracles. Fortuna Sittard wins set at 1.74. Heracles wins set at 4.7. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Heracles winless in 6 overall, while Fortuna won 1 out of the last 7. But that was a cup game. Heracles just got smashed by PSV at home, and now they go on the road, so confidence may be low. Also suffered an embarrassing defeat against Hardenberg before losing to PSV. They failed to score in the last 3 games, while Fortuna failed to score in 2 of the last 3. So I am not expecting a lot of goals in this game. But Heracles does boost the worst defense in the league with 28 goals allowed. Fortuna's defense a little bit better, but they struggle to score goals with just 8 times finding the net. So I have no bet here. Sergio, you got something?
No, actually not. But about Heracles, the 28 goals, 6 of them were from last week. So so that made it even worse for them. But these two teams are evenly matched. I don't see AMLO winning, Heracles winning. Definitely not. And Fortuna, they need this home win. So I'm leaning more towards them, but it's not interesting or bet this weekend. So for me, it's also not a bet to place this weekend.
Yeah, also a stay away for you. I agree with you there. I'm also staying away. Let's get to the next game. RKC hosting Go Ahead Eagles. RKC wins set at 2.75. Go Ahead Eagles wins set at 2.55. Line for the total goals again 2.5. RKC losers of 3 straight, while the Eagles surprisingly have lost 3 games all season against AZ, PSV, and Feyenoord. RKC also a team struggling to find the net, also just 8 goals scored, while the Eagles are averaging 2 goals a game. The Eagles just smashed Vitesse in their last outing, winning 5-1. So they are coming off a high. Is this a letdown spot, Sergio?
Yes, it's definitely gonna be a left down spot. Go ahead. They are also not very good at in their away games, and RKC losing the last 3. For them, this home game is gonna be very important. Go ahead. Yeah, it looks like when they're playing away, they just go for a draw. But knowing RKC, they have a good striker, good coach, knows something about defending. I'm leaning more towards RKC to win this one. So for me, it's like yeah, RKC win.
Yeah, you could definitely try a double chance for RKC. I can see Go Ahead Eagles in winning this game. They have failed to win a game on the road all season. They are very good at home, but completely different team on the road, as you just said, Chatter. So a double chance for RKC. That should be the play here. Let's get to the next game. Twente hosting NEC. Twente wins set at 1.33. NEC wins set at 10. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Twente draw points in the last game against Utrecht. Sergio, you called that one for a draw correctly. But they did play with 10 men for almost 30 minutes. They are leveled on points with the second place, Twente, of course, and would want to keep that at least heading into the international break. So I can't see NEC getting anything out of this game. This is a good spot for Twente, but low value in backing them. So I'm probably staying away. You got a bet here, Sergio.
No, definitely not a interesting bet. Twente definitely doesn't want anything else but a win here. NEC not in the best form. For me, I think it's going to be an easy win for Twente.
All right, I agree with you there. Twente should roll. Next game, Vitesse hosting Heerenveen. Vitesse wins set at 2.45. Heerenveen wins set at 2.8. Line for the total goals set at 2.5. Now, Vitesse dead last in the competition, and you can't make a case that they should be higher in the standings. They are just awful, but they are hosting a Heerenveen team that has lost 5 straight on the road. Heerenveen players were very pissed after losing to Ajax, saying the players were celebrating like they won the Champions League. This crazy. Vitesse also a team that is very low scoring, but they are playing one of the weakest defenses in the league. Heerenveen has allowed 25 goals so far. So, hey, listen, I probably hate what I'm going to do right now. I might look stupid after the weekend, but I'm going to back Vitesse here. I got a double chance for Vitesse and Vitesse to score over 1.5 goals. I might kick myself after the weekend, but yo, you got to take some chances. Sergio, you got something here.
I think you're gonna have to wear your best shoes because it's gonna be painful. No, I watched the last game Vitesse played against Go Ahead. Oh man, it was terrible. Vitesse, it looks like they don't have nothing. Like they can defend. They only had like one chance to score in the second half. For me, Heerenveen, I'm leaning more towards Heerenveen. This one, man. I'm sorry. I'm seeing Heerenveen winning this one. Is if Vitesse loses this weekend, their coach Koku, his head is on the block already, so I think he's gonna lose his job this weekend. But I can see Vitesse winning this one. Heerenveen played a good game against Ajax. Ajax on one side, I think they were a little bit lucky. Their chances were just the ball falling on the right place. So no, for me, I'm going for Heerenveen to win this one.
I don't have that much confidence in Vitesse winning this game. That's why I'm going for a double chance. Heerenveen is just a bad road team. And Kees van Wonderen also, his head also maybe on the block next to Koku. So both these coaches might lose their job after this game. We don't know. Listen, I got just a double chance for Vitesse. I like Vitesse to score over 1.5 goals in this game. All right, let's get to the next game. PSV hosting PEC. Listen, guys, we tell you guys we don't like wasting your time. Listen, PSV should roll here. PSV wins set at 1.13. PEC wins set at 25. Line for total goal set at 3.5. I have no bet here. Sergio, you got something.
But keep in mind, people, PSV did not lose a game yet. And usually these teams, they lose when you don't expect it. So just keep that in mind. But the chances are very, very slim it will happen against Zwolle. But just keep that in mind. I've seen this in the past, so yeah. No, but for me, no bet here. It should be an easy win for PFC.
Yeah, and great to keep that in mind. But PSV wins set at 1.13, so very, very low value in backing PSV. Just stay away from this game, guys. Trust me. All right, let's get to the next game. Volendam hosting Sparta. Volendam wins set at 3.2. Sparta wins set at 2.2. Line for the total goals again, 2.5. Now, listen, both teams 2 wins in their last five. Sparta coming off a surprising defeat against Almere City, who look like the best team in the Eredivisie for some reason. Just kidding. Just kidding, just kidding. But they look great right now. Volendam was involved in a wild game last week, 3 injury time goals against NEC. Sparta is not a very high scoring team, but Volendam has a bad defense. Um, I'm gonna do another same game parlay here. I got double chance for Sparta and Sparta over 1.5 goals as my second best bet for the weekend. Volendam played against a 10-man NEC and could not capitalize. I know that was on the road. Now they're playing at home, but they allowed 2 goals in a 6 minute span against a 10-man NEC team. Sparta won 3 of the last 5 in this matchup, so I'm counting on that to continue here. At least, and also they scored at least twice in 3 of the last 5 against Volendam. I got Sparta over 1.5 goals and a double chance. Sergio, you got something here.
Yeah, Sparta is my first lock of the weekend. I have Sparta for a win. Volendam, no, it's one of the worst teams, of course, in the Eredivisie, and Sparta, after losing against Almere at home, a little bit embarrassing. No, not a little bit. I think it was embarrassing. So they'll bounce back against Volendam, I'm sure. So I have Sparta as my first lock this weekend.
Appreciate to the choir, man. I agree with you there. Let's get to the next game. Almere City hosting Ajax. Speaking of Almere City, win set at 6.75. Ajax win set at 1.48. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, like you said, Almere City on a roll right now. They have not lost in 6 overall, while Ajax won 2 straight for the first time all season. Still, Ajax, huge favorites in this spot. Almere City, huge underdogs, of course. Is Almere City being disrespected here, Sergio?
Almere City haven't lost in the last 6 games. I repeat, 6 games for a promovendus. That's an achievement that I'm sure. I think they're one of the best promovendus in the Eredivisie ever now. So, but I think Ajax will be a little bit too difficult for them. So, yeah, it's gonna be an Ajax win, but not a interesting out there. Almere City, yeah, it has to stop somewhere, and I think it will be this weekend. So Ajax win, nothing interesting there.
Yeah, I'm also counting on an Ajax win, but odds below 1.5, staying away from that. No, not great value there. Almere City, no, their fairy tale should end here. All right, let's get to the next game. Feyenoord hosting AZ. Feyenoord wins set at 1.58. AZ wins set at 6. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Now, these are 2 of the best teams in the Eredivisie at the moment. AZ struggled in their last couple of games, picking up a draw against Excelsior, while Feyenoord bounced back in somewhat a good way after their defeat against Twente. But given how close these teams are to each other, surprisingly, Feyenoord heavy favorites. It's almost like they're giving us no chance to win this game. Are you agreeing with the odds makers here, Sergio?
No, definitely not. AZ, like you said, one of the best teams at the moment. They are leveled on points with Feyenoord. I'm leaning more towards a draw here. Feyenoord, a little bit disappointing during the week against Lazio. They hoped for at least a draw, but that didn't happen. So the confidence, I don't think it will be that low, but they're gonna have a fight on their hand with AZ. I'm leaning more towards a draw in this one. So if I were you, I would go for a double chance for AZ.
Yeah, there's a better value there in backing assets for a double chance. I obviously don't have this as a best bet. It's tough winning in the curb. So I hate backing asset. I'm not gonna back them in this spot. But if I want to do something, I would look to play asset over 1.5 goals. That's an interesting odd. But other than that, no bet for me here. All right, let's get to the next game. Utrecht hosting Excelsior. Utrecht wins set at 1.82. Excelsior wins set at 4.35. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, this is a line I don't get, but that's why I have you here, Sergio, to explain it. Utrecht are second to last, scoring just 9 goals all season. Excelsior sits seventh with a far superior goal difference, but are somehow huge underdogs. Both teams picked up a surprising result last week, Excelsior against AZ and Utrecht against Twente. But like I said, Excelsior is the far better team here, but huge underdog. Sergio, please explain the line.
Utrecht has better players and the better coach. I think that plays a big role in the odds. But Utrecht, they play very well. You know, they're playing attacking football. So, but the problem is everybody knows that Utrecht at one point they will start going up. So that's the choice they made for. That's why they made a choice for Utrecht, because Utrecht against Twente they start playing their best football, and that's why I'm giving Utrecht a better chance of winning this one also. So I'm leaning more towards Utrecht. Not one of my bets, not one of my tips also, but Utrecht has a better chance of winning.
Yeah, like I said, I don't understand this line, so I'm staying away from this one. I would want to hammer Excelsior, but listen, the line just stinks, so I'm staying away. All right, that wraps up the Eredivisie. Let's get to the Premier League. First game on the schedule: Wolves hosting Tottenham. Wolves win set at 3.4. Tottenham win set at 2.12. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. But listen, over 2.5 is set at 1.58. Under 2.5 is set at 2.38. So they are expecting this to go way over the 2.5. Wolves are coming off a bad loss against Sheffield, while Tottenham suffered their first defeat in the league after going down to 9 men against Chelsea in just a wild game. First red card after 30 minutes, second red card after 55 minutes. So they may have spent a lot of energy in that game. They were still fighting until the end to win that game. Now they go on the road against a team that beat Manchester City. Wolves just 2 losses at home against Brighton and Liverpool. Can Tottenham avoid their second straight defeat in the league, Sergio? What do you got here?
They'll use Wolves to bounce back. Yeah, against Chelsea, it was maybe the one-off that they knew that was coming sooner or later. Of course, they will miss two of their best players because of the red cards. But I still think that they will definitely win against Wolves. They need to. So Tottenham is my second lock of the weekend. Also at an odd of 2.1. It's very interesting. So
yeah, that's it's good value in backing Tottenham here. Now, listen, last show we called that one. Obviously, we were leaning towards Tottenham to win against Chelsea, but like we said, not every team that's undefeated will remain undefeated after the weekend. And for Tottenham, everything was going their way, especially when they played against Liverpool. They played against 9 men and were very fortunate to pick up the win. So you can just see this one coming. They're playing very good. And but listen, sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. It goes the other way, and that was just one of those games against Chelsea. I'm also expecting a bounce back game for Tottenham. Let's get to the next game. Arsenal hosting Burnley. Arsenal wins set at 1.22. Burnley win set at 17. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Listen, I want to skip this game as fast as possible. Burnley awful at home, even worse on the road for for some reason. Arsenal should roll here. You got something, Sergio?
No, no, definitely Arsenal win. Yeah, okay. Arsenal, yeah, they lost against Tottenham, against West Ham, and against Newcastle. Bounce back against Sevilla in the Champions League, and I think Burnley is the perfect opponent for them to get their confidence back in the Premier League. No, I don't see Burnley doing anything there in London, so easy win for Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Let's get to the next game. Crystal Palace hosting Everton. Crystal Palace win set at 2.5. Everton win set at 3.2. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. These teams are very close to each other, and usually you want to back the home team. Everton just 2 games they lost on the road in the league all season against Aston Villa and Liverpool, 2 very good home teams. While Palace has just 1 home win. So this is obviously a stay away from me. You got something here, Sergio.
No, I'm also staying away from this one. As soon as it's looking like a draw, I'm also staying away from this one. No, it's not an interesting game to
Yeah,
bet this weekend.
I agree with you there. Just stay away from this game. It can go either way. Next game, Manchester United hosting Luton. Manchester United wins set at 1.36. Luton wins set at 9. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. United suffered another bad loss in the Champions League, but somehow Ten Hag still has a job. I don't get it. Now, I know they played with a man less, but they've been shooting themselves in the foot all season. Fortunately for them, they are hosting one of the worst teams in the league in Luton Town. So Ten Hag should save his job for another 2 weeks until after the international break. Expect United to get a win. You got something here, Sergio.
Uh, to answer your question, Ten Hag still has a job because they don't know who else they can put in that position. All the good coaches are occupied. Also, the ones below that. So Ten Hag, I think that they still giving him a chance uh, because they don't have anyone better. That's the only reason I can think of. Of course, losing against Copenhagen was terrible. I think that should every other Man United coach would have lost his job for the form that Man United is in now. But like you said, against Luton Town should be an easy game for them. But yeah, it's still not not sure if that's gonna be so. But usually it should be an easy win for United.
Yeah, they're playing at home, so they should get the win here. But listen, when United's playing, there's far from a guarantee in a win for United. And also, Ten Hag keeping his job is crazy to me, given the money he spends on players and the type of players he acquires. So listen, I'm not big on firing coaches in a fast. You want to give them some time, build something, but it doesn't look like Ten Hag is building anything in United. All right, let's get to the next game. Bournemouth hosting Newcastle United. Bournemouth wins set at 5.1. Newcastle wins set at 1.71. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Bournemouth picked up their first win versus Burnley, but were brought back down to earth against City, of course. Newcastle handed Arsenal their first loss, as we called it on this show. And I know a controversial goal, but listen, man, that's football. The ball sometimes bounces your way. Newcastle is the better team here, but they are rattled with injuries, as we saw in the Champions League game against Dortmund. Also, the Tonali suspension may be weighing heavily on them. So that's why Newcastle is just a lean for me. They're the better team. They should get a win here, but it's just a lean. They're depleted with injuries. And like I said, the Tonali suspension. You got something here, Sergio.
No, actually, for me, yeah, it's in Newcastle. Man, I don't see Bournemouth, Newcastle, even with their second team, Bournemouth shouldn't be such a such a big problem. Yeah, I have no confidence in Bournemouth to even maybe draw this game. No, it's for me it's gonna be a Newcastle win. Of course, they lost against Dortmund, but they didn't even play that bad against Dortmund. So no, for me it's a Newcastle win.
Yeah, like I said, Newcastle's the better team. I would expect them to win, but listen, man, they are also a different team on the road. Just one win in the league on the road against a lowly Sheffield United. So that's why I'm not that confident they'll win. But obviously, you can't back Bournemouth in this spot. All right, let's get to the next game. West Ham hosting Nottingham Forest. West Ham win set at 1.88. Forest win set at 4.3. Line for the total goals set at 2.5. Now, Forest picked up a great win against Villa, but they have failed to score in their last 3 road games. West Ham lost 4 of 5, but just 2 losses at home. I am expecting a bounce back game for West Ham here, but keep a close look because they are playing tonight against Olympiacos. If tonight is a hard fought game, I might change my mind, but right now I'm expecting a big bounce back spot for West Ham against a very poor road Forest team. West Ham win is my third best bet for the show, at least for now. You got something here, Sergio?
Yeah, West Ham had the last 6 games were very poor, except the win on Arsenal, of course. But they lost 4 out of 5. So you expect them, of course, to win against Nottingham Forest. Um, West Ham, like you said, they're still playing tonight
Yeah,
against who was it? The
Olympiacos. Yes.
Olympiacos. Yeah. So I'm also leaning towards West Ham only because they're playing against Forest and they're playing at home. So yeah, it's a slight West Ham win.
Yeah. Like I said, for me, a soft best bet because I still want to watch the game for tonight and against Olympiacos. Like we always say, guys, we are recording this on Thursday, so keep a close look on the games that are being played tonight. Next game, Brighton hosting Sheffield. Brighton wins set at 1.26. Sheffield wins set at 13. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now listen, Sheffield is just the worst team in the league. Brighton not much better. Obviously they're far better than Sheffield United. You would think, but not in great form at the moment. They are playing at home. Also, Brighton's playing tonight. They go on the road against Ajax, but very low value in backing Brighton in this spot. So I have no bet here. You got something, Sergio?
Brighton tonight will decide how their game on Sunday will be. But I'm not seeing Ajax winning against Brighton. I still think that Brighton is a better team than Ajax. So with the confidence of winning tonight, I think Sheffield won't stand a chance. Sheffield, of course, won last weekend against what was it? Who was it? Wolverhampton.
Yes, they won against Wolves.
Yeah, against the Wolves. No. But it's a Brighton win for me. This one.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but low value. So obviously we're not betting Brighton. So stay away from that game. All right. Next game, Aston Villa hosting Fulham. Aston Villa coming off a bad loss against Forest, like we said earlier, but they are one of the best home teams since appointing Unai Emery. Aston Villa wins set at 1.58. Fulham wins set at 6.1. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now listen, I'm not gonna back Fulham going on the road. Fulham couldn't win against Manchester United, and if you can't beat Manchester United at home these times, who are you beating, especially on the road? So you have to back Villa in this spot. You got something here, Sergio?
Oh no, definitely backing Aston Villa, and not an interesting game to place a bet. Also, over 2.5 is just a low value 1.6. So yeah, it's a Aston Villa win, but nothing interesting to do there.
Yeah, usually I try to stay away from these low value games, but given Villa's home form, they are also playing tonight against AZ, but there's no travel for them, so maybe a good spot. I maybe take a look at the Villa at 1.58. Not bad value. All right, let's get to the next game. Liverpool hosting Brentford. Liverpool wins set at 1.45. Brentford wins set at 7.5. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Now, Brentford, they have played better in their recent games, but listen, you can't back any team visiting Anfield, so Liverpool should get the win here. Who you got in this game, Sergio?
Oh no, nothing interesting. Also, Liverpool won't give Brentford any chance to think that they can get something there. So no, it's a Liverpool win for me.
Yeah,
Easy one.
yeah, I agree with you there. Liverpool, like we said, guys, we said it a couple of times on this show. They are a very tough team to beat against at home. So don't back Brentford in this spot. All right, let's get to the next game. Chelsea hosting Manchester City. Chelsea wins set at 4.9. Man City wins set at 1.8. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Chelsea, like we said earlier, very fortunate to win against Tottenham after they went down to 9 men. So the game was much closer than the score indicated. And now they are playing a City team that has just owned them under Guardiola. 6 straight losses. City also winners of 5 straight after losing 3 out of 4 games. So this should be a City win. Sergio, who do you got here?
I don't know. My feeling. I'm City. Now and then they lose a game. Chelsea won against Tottenham. A little bit lucky. They were playing against 9 men, but it gave them a lot of confidence for this game. They're playing at home, and just like you said, the City owned them the last 7 meetings they had against each other. So yeah, I'm just for the stats. I'm leaning more towards Chelsea to to even maybe even draw. So I'm going for a double chance for Chelsea in this game against Manchester City.
No, I can back you in this spot, man. Like I said, City has just owned Chelsea. At least Guardiola has an owned Chelsea. And I can't see Pochettino changing that. I got City all the way. I'm backing City in this spot. All right, that wraps up Premier League. Let's get to the Bundesliga. First game on the schedule, Borussia Mönchengladbach hosting Wolfsburg. Gladbach wins set at 2.38. Wolfsburg wins set at 2.8. Line for the total goals set at 3.5. Well, Wolfsburg, they lost 3 out of the last 5, while Gladbach has lost 1 of the last 5. Also, 4 straight losses for Wolfsburg, and they have not beaten Gladbach since 2019. I like Gladbach in this spot, but they have 1 win in the league at home all season, and I can't trust Wolfsburg on the road, only beating last place Keulen. Uh, I would look to play over 1.5 goals for either of these teams because I can see this being a 2-2 draw. So obviously, I have not a best bet here. Sergio, you got something.
It's a difficult one, but it's Friday, and Gladbach is playing at home. They haven't won a lot at home, so I have a feeling that it's a chance for them to get a win against Wolfsburg tomorrow. So I'm leaning more towards Gladbach, and maybe even think about placing a bet. But for now, it's only a lean. For me, Gladbach is still the better team than Wolfsburg. So I'm leaning more towards Gladbach to win this one.
Yeah, and also Gladbach, usually a good home advantage. It's usually a hostile environment, so you don't want to back the road team in this spot. All right, let's get to the next game. Augsburg hosting Hoffenheim. Augsburg wins set at 2.63. Hoffenheim wins set at 2.6. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Augsburg yet to lose under the new coach, but are now hosting a Hoffenheim team that has a 100% road record. Very good. They are coming off a defeat against Leverkusen, but listen, man, no shame in that. Leverkusen just the best team in the Bundesliga at the moment. I like Hoffenheim scoring over 1.5 goals last week, and I'm doing that again here. They have won 6 out of the last 8 at Augsburg. And seeing that Augsburg struggled a bit against lowly Keulen, the magic of the new coach may be gone. So give me Hoffenheim over 1.5 goals as one of my best bets. I know Augsburg has just one home loss, but look at the teams they played. Hoffenheim is a far greater test. What you got here, Sergio?
You said that Hoffenheim has 100% road win?
Yes, won every road game.
No, but they lost against Dortmund.
No, that was in the cup game. Obviously in the league, I mean.
There you go. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, yeah, because no, definitely Hoffenheim. I'm also leaning towards Hoffenheim to win this one. If you look at the odds, it looks like they're evenly matched, but I don't think so. It's a Hoffenheim win for me. Hoffenheim is my third lock of the weekend against Augsburg. Very interesting odd. Hoffenheim the better team. I'm going for a Hoffenheim win.
All right, we kind of agree there. Let's get to the next game. Stuttgart hosting Borussia Dortmund. Stuttgart wins set at 2.65. Dortmund's win set at 2.55. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now Stuttgart coming off a kind of a horrible loss against Heidenheim. But they're a very good home team. Dortmund just got smashed by Bayern Munich. Of course, I called that one. I told you Bayern Munich was going to be upset after losing to man, I can't even remember the name. It's just a low one of the lowly teams.
But don't worry. I don't think there are a lot of people that.
Never heard of them. But listen, I told you Bayern Munich was going to be pissed off. They're going to beat the crap out of Dortmund as they did. But Stuttgart also a very good home team. But you can just see that they are missing Guirassy, their top striker. So a tough game to call here. But I do expect goals in this game. So I would also look at over 1.5 goals for either of these teams. You got here something, Sergio.
The team's name was Saarbrücken.
Saarbrücken, yeah.
Just looked it up. Saarbrücken, yeah. Yeah. No, Dortmund. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Stuttgart for this game. It's not gonna be an easy one for Dortmund, especially not because they played during the week. Also, Stuttgart is playing at home, and of course, they have the home advantage, but I'm leaning more towards Stuttgart to win this one. For me it's a Stuttgart win. I'm seeing Stuttgart winning this game.
Yeah, and also Stuttgart one loss at home all season against Hoffenheim, but they still managed to score goals in that game. They scored twice, so I really like Stuttgart to score goals in this game. But like I said, they are kind of missing Guirassy, their top striker, so maybe difficult. But I'm expecting goals in this spot. All right, let's get to the next game. Darmstadt hosting Mainz. Darmstadt wins set at 2.95. Mainz wins set at 2.43. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now Mainz, they hired a new coach and just shook Leipzig in an upset, while Darmstadt is sitting on 3 straight losses. Mainz are second to last, but with the new manager bounce, they can take advantage of a very poor Darmstadt team with the worst defense in the league, allowing 32 goals. So I'm leaning towards Mainz in this spot. Also like them to score over 1.5 goals. I can see Darmstadt winning this game, so maybe a double chance for Mainz and a over 1.5 goals. You got something you said, you.
No, Mainz is definitely one of my tips for the weekend. They have a new coach, like you said, and usually the new coach's effects takes like 2-3 games.
Yeah,
So
yeah, something like that.
and they're lucky that they're playing against or yeah, the coach is lucky he's playing against Darmstadt, one of the worst teams in the Bundesliga. So yeah, I'm leaning more towards Mainz to win this one.
Yeah, so we agree there. So double chance and over 1.5 goals. Like I said, that's what I got for Mainz. You're leaning towards Mainz, just an outright win. We agree there. All right, let's get to the next game, which we should be quick. Bayern Munich hosting Heidenheim. Bayern Munich wins set at 1.06. Heidenheim wins set at 35. Line for the total goal set at 4.5. Listen, like I said, we should be quick here. Bayern Munich should roll here. You got something, Sergio?
I don't know. No, no, just kidding. No. It's gonna be Heidenheim. Yeah, they won against Stuttgart last weekend, but don't let that fool you. People, Bayern Munich will win this one very easy. I would even look for maybe over 4.5 or something. But stay away from this game.
Yeah, obviously low value in backing Bayern Munich. Just stay away from this game. And listen, if you look at the total goals for Bayern Munich, they can win 4-0, so it can hit the under 4.5. But listen, like you saw against Bochum and Darmstadt, Bayern Munich can easily hang 7-8 goals around these lowly teams. So just don't touch the under, don't touch the over. Stay away from this game. All right, next game, Bochum hosting Keulen. Bochum wins set at 2.5. Keulen wins set at 2.75. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Both of these teams just one win in the last five. Both teams can score. Both teams can defend. So obviously a draw here. What you got, Sergio?
No, you said it all. Ingredients for a draw, and usually these games are always a stay away. Yeah, so no, it's nothing for me. This game.
All right, we agree there. Let's get to the next game. Bayer Leverkusen hosting Union Berlin. Bayer Leverkusen wins set at 1.28. Union wins set 11.5. Line for total goal set at 2.5. But again, over 2.5, 1.57. Under 2.5, 2.4. So they are expecting way over 2.5. And I think they are expecting Leverkusen to do most of the heavy lifting. Union snapped a 12-game losing streak, but just with a draw against Napoli in the Champions League. And the only thing I don't understand is that they have the same coach. Also, Union scored once in the last 6 games. Listen, Leverkusen is still undefeated and they should roll here. But can this be one of those games where just everybody jumps on Leverkusen? They're the far superior team and they just get upset by Union. Just you got something you said, you.
No, no. I don't think so. No, not Union Berlin. No, and like you said, they played during the week. It was an away game in Italy against Napoli. So yeah, so no, and a draw. I think they were satisfied with that, but no, against Leverkusen away again, the best team in the Bundesliga at the moment. No, it won't happen this weekend for Leverkusen. So no, easy with Leverkusen.
Yeah, but obviously low value in backing Leverkusen, so you would want to stay away from this game. Leverkusen also playing tonight involved in European action, so keep that in mind. All right, let's get to the next game. Werder Bremen hosting Eintracht Frankfurt. Werder Bremen wins set at 3.05. Eintracht Frankfurt wins set at 2.35. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Eintracht also one of those teams involved in action tonight, but they are on a roll, winning 4 out of the last 5 and unbeaten in 5, while Bremen has won 1 in the last 5 against lowly Union. Now, Bremen did pick up a good result on the road against Wolfsburg, but with the form Frankfurt it is in, it's hard to see Bremen picking up anything here. Frankfurt should at least get a draw, right?
Yeah, no, I'm even leaning towards a win for Frankfurt in this one. Yeah, and very interesting odd. I think this is definitely one to try. Frankfurt for a win. Bremen, yeah, not like I said, not in the best of forms. Frankfurt, the better team. I would back Frankfurt for a win in this one.
Yeah, you can't back in Werder Bremen in this spot. Werder Bremen also they have 3 home wins, but you can easily argue that that it's like 3 of the worst teams in the league. Keulen, Mainz before they hired a new coach, and Union Berlin. So you can't back Bremen in this spot. All right, let's get to the next game. Leipzig hosting Freiburg. Leipzig wins set at 1.48. Freiburg wins set at 6.5. Line for the total goal set at 3.5. Now, like we said earlier, Leipzig suffered a surprising defeat against Mainz, but they did bounce back in the Champions League game. Of course, they had to travel, so maybe a tough spot. But Freiburg, they continue to struggle, as we saw against Gladbach. Only 3 spots to separate the teams in the standing, but the gap in quality of the players is much bigger. So Leipzig should bounce back at home in the league. You got something here, Sergio?
No, like you said, this is a bounce back game for Leipzig. They played during the week, yeah, against Rode Ster Belgrado, but yeah, no, it's gonna be definitely a win for Leipzig. The better team, point difference only 6, but still the much better team. So for me, it's a Leipzig win.
Yeah, like I said, the quality, just the gap in quality in terms of the
Yes.
players, it's much bigger than the standings indicate. All right, that wraps up Bundesliga. Let's get to La Liga. First game on the schedule: Athletic Bilbao hosting Celta Vigo. Athletic Bilbao wins set at 1.58. Celta Vigo wins set at 6.5. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, this is also one of those Friday games you like, Sergio. Bilbao almost gave away a 3-0 lead against Villarreal, but were able to hold on, while Celta continued to struggle against Sevilla. You can't have any faith in Celta, especially now going on the road against a team that only lost to Real Madrid at home, but low value in backing Bilbao. So what are you doing here, Sergio?
Friday, 9 o'clock at night. I don't know. Something tells me to lean towards a draw, and if the difference is this big, you usually go for a double chance. But this game is a stay away for me. But if you try something, I would definitely go for a double chance for Celta Vigo.
Listen, you can maybe look to play both teams to score. I can't see Athletic Bilbao being shut out by Celta Vigo. So if Celta Vigo were to pick up a draw, it won't be a scoreless draw. So maybe look for both teams to score. But this is also a stay away for me. Let's get to the next game. Rayo Vallecano hosting Girona. Rayo wins set at 3. Girona wins set at 2.43. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now Rayo picked up an impressive draw against Real Madrid, and Girona benefited from that by taking over the top spot. They continued their hot streak against Osasuna, scoring 4 goals, but this line opened at almost pick'em. So is Girona being disrespected here, Sergio?
Yes, yes, they're definitely being disrespected. It's just like they don't have any confidence in the team that's first in the league. So yeah, I last weekend I went for Girona. I'm going for Girona again this weekend. Rayo Vallecano won't cause a threat for them, even though they're playing at home. I don't see
And
that happening. Girona will definitely want to go into the interland break on the top of the table. So I'm going for Girona this weekend again. Girona is my fourth log of the weekend. Um, Going for a Girona win.
yeah, Rayo also undefeated in 9 games, but a lot of draws there and sprinkled in between. Um, Girona for me has like a Leicester City 2016 feeling, right? Like you, they come into the season, you don't expect much of them. They top the league, and every week you think like, okay, this is the week they're gonna lose. This is the week they're gonna lose, and they just keep winning. So listen, I'm also leaning towards Girona in this spot, but Rayo draws a lot of their games, so that's a cause for me to pause. But you have to back Girona in this spot if you're going to do something. So at least a double chance for Girona. All right. Next game, Almeria hosting Real Sociedad. Almeria wins set at 4.75. Real Sociedad wins set at 1.74. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Sociedad bounced back in the Champions League after the loss against Barcelona and are now visiting the worst team with the worst defense in the league. Almeria struggles continued losing to Alaves, and I can't see how they get right in this spot. Right? Sociedad only lost to Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona, so they should at least pick up a draw here. And I got over 1.5 goals as my best bet, one of my best bets for the show. You got something here, Sergio.
No, this game is actually stay away for me. Sociedad, like you said, playing one of against one of the worst teams, or the worst team in the league. No, I'm gonna skip this game. It's gonna be a Sociedad win, sure. 1.7, maybe interesting for some people, but not for me.
All right. Yeah, well, interesting for me. So, all right, let's get to the next game. Granada hosting Getafe. Granada wins set at 2.6. Getafe wins set at 3.05. Line for total goals set at 2.5, but the over 2.5 is 2.33. Under 2.5 is 1.61. So they are expecting the under, the bookmakers, that is. Getafe picked up a good win going down to 10 men against Cadiz, and now visiting the second worst team in the league. Granada just 1 win at home all season, but Getafe 0 wins on the road. Also, Granada has the second worst defense, allowing 29 goals. Listen, man, I can't back either of these teams with any confidence, so this game is a stay away from me. You got something here, Sergio?
Getafe is actually a tip for me this weekend. The odds at 3 want to try, definitely, and especially because they're playing against Granada. If it was maybe a team that's on the 11th or 12th position, it would I wouldn't recommend it. But they're playing against Granada, one of the worst teams in the league, and Getafe doesn't lose easy. The last 6 games have lost like 4 draws, 2 wins. So I'm uh, I'm leaning towards Getafe to win this one. It's definitely a tip, a game to keep in mind and maybe even look at.
All right, so and maybe a double chance for Getafe, given that they don't lose, but listen, man, like I said, they don't win on the road, so maybe try a double chance, but don't back Granada in this spot. All right, let's get to the next game. Osasuna hosting Las Palmas. Osasuna wins set at 1.92. Las Palmas wins set at 4.6. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Las Palmas look like the Almere City of La Liga, winning 5 out of the last 6. Osasuna 2 wins in the last 5, but 1 home win all season. Las Palmas just looks in great form at the moment, even beating Atletico Madrid in a last outing. But still, the odds 4.6, huge underdogs visiting Osasuna. So is Las Palmas being disrespected here, Sergio?
They're not being disrespected. I think because, like you said, it's looked like they are one of the best teams in the league, and but they're not. Osasuna still slightly has the better team. I'm not leaning towards none of these two, but an over 2.5 is a very interesting way to go. In their last 6 games, they always scored over 2.5, both. Only the last game that they played against each other was in 2019, was like 2-0, but further down the road, there were always over 2.5 goals. So that is maybe a tip and the way to go in this game.
No, I'm not touching the over 2.5. Listen, man, Las Palmas 10 goals in 12 games, so under 1 goal a game. They've allowed 11 goals in 12 games, so also under 1 goal a game. Osasuna 14 goals in 12 games, just over 1. So I'm not expecting a lot of goals in this spot. I have a slight lean towards Las Palmas, but not a best bet here. All right, let's get to the next game. Real Madrid hosting Valencia. Real Madrid wins set at 1.34. Valencia wins set at 10. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Real Madrid, kind of a poor result, picking up a draw against Rayo in last outing. I can't see them doing that twice in a row. So you have to back Real Madrid in this spot. I know Valencia is in good form, undefeated in 5, but with Real dropping points against Rayo, you can see them doing that in back-to-back home games. So who you got here, Sergio?
No, it's stay away from me. No value in either way. This game, like you said, Real Madrid, they don't drop points or rarely drop points 2 games in a row. So yeah, I'm definitely Real Madrid win for me. Maybe even an easy one. So no,
Yeah,
not interesting for me.
we agreed there. Let's get to the next game. Even less value in the next game. Barcelona hosting Alaves. Barcelona wins set at 1.25. Alaves wins set at 12.5. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Barcelona coming off a bad loss against Shakhtar in the Champions League. But listen, Alaves on the road against Barcelona. No, you can't back Alaves in this spot. Obviously, the odds speak for themselves. Sergio, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Very disappointing defeat for Barcelona and Shakhtar. But no, they're playing in Germany, I think. Yeah, they're playing their games, their home games. Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing in Germany. Yeah, so no, it's bad loss for Barcelona, but against Alaves, they won't have any trouble. No, so not an interesting game or bet this weekend.
All right, we agree there. This is obviously also a stay away for me. Next game, Sevilla hosting Real Betis. Sevilla wins set at 2.12. Real Betis wins set at 3.65. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Listen, like the Vitesse game, this is also one I hate that may make me sick after the weekend, but I'm gonna back Sevilla in this spot. They had 1 goal attempt against Arsenal, but listen, man, they won 4 of the last 5 at home against Betis. This is a derby. Betis has just 1 road win, which came in opening day against Villarreal. So I'm gonna back Sevilla in this spot. Like I said, I might kick myself after the weekend. What are you doing here, Sergio?
And I'm going the opposite way again. So maybe I'll kick myself, but I'm backing Real Betis for all the reasons you are backing Sevilla. They, no. For me, Real Betis is still the much better team. Sevilla played away during the week against Arsenal. Not a very good game of them. I don't think they have a lot of confidence there. I'm going for Real Betis. Very, very interesting odd. I may kick myself, like you said, but no, at 3.6, Real Betis is my fifth log of the weekend, of course.
Listen, man, keep in mind that Betis is also playing tonight, involved in European action. Now, they're playing at home, so no travel, and a slight advantage over Sevilla that had to travel and going against Arsenal. But listen, man, Arsenal is a very good team, especially coming off a loss against Newcastle. You would expect a very strong performance for Arsenal. But listen, man, one goal attempt, that really concerns me. And the coach is also a coach with not a lot of experience in Europe. So, like I said, I might hate myself, but I'm gonna back Sevilla in this spot. All right.
Who's Betis playing against in the?
They're playing against Ares.
Oh no, so yeah, it's not a.
No, not a difficult opponent. They may line up in their second team, having one eye on this derby. So maybe that won't play a role, but we don't know yet. All right. Let's get to the next game. Atletico Madrid hosting Villarreal. Atletico Madrid wins set at 1.42. Villarreal wins set at 8. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Atletico Madrid, bad loss against Las Palmas last week, but bounced back in a major way in the Champions League, scoring 6 goals. Villarreal, like we said earlier, they almost pulled off a comeback against an Athletic Bilbao, but listen, man, they were very lucky to even be in that position. They were outplayed for the majority of that game, and they have yet to impress under their new coach. I guess you can't back Villarreal going on the road against Atletico Madrid. What are you doing here, Sergio?
No, it's like you said, I'm not backing Villarreal in this one. Easy Atletico Madrid win, over 3.5, maybe a way to go. Seen their last 5 games they played against each other, but no, it's gonna be Atletico Madrid. Easy win.
This is a different Villarreal team. So if you want it, if it's gonna be the over 3.5, you might need help from Villarreal to push it over 3.5. So I'm not touching the over. All right, that wraps up La Liga. Let's get to Serie A. Sassuolo hosting Salernitana. Sassuolo wins set at 1.72. Salernitana wins set at 4.75. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Both of these teams one win in the last 5, which came in the cup for both of them. But Salernitana still without a league win, also lost 4 straight on the road, failing to score in each one of them. So you can't have any confidence in Salernitana. Sassuolo, you have to back them. They're the home team here. They're playing against a very poor road team that is the second lowest in scoring in the Serie A. So I'm backing Sassuolo on this spot.
Maybe even in Europe.
All right, what are you doing here, Sergio?
No, Friday game. These two, no. It's this one is a stay away from me. I'm not doing anything in this game. Not even tipping anything. No. 15 against number 20. 4 points against 11 points on a Friday. No. Definitely not a game you want to put your money on.
Yeah, you're not big on the Friday games, and saying that the players probably hate the Friday games. Maybe true.
Monday, the most difficult games. I even heard players saying that themselves. So it's the 2 games that they hate to play.
Yeah, the Monday one I get. The Monday one I get. Just after the weekend, you're just I don't know. I don't get the Monday games. All right. Let's get to the next game. Genoa hosting Hellas Verona. Genoa wins set at 2.02. Hellas Verona wins set at 4.1. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Also another bad game. Actually, just awful road team. Verona in the spot, tied for third in lowest scoring. Genoa is not great, but they did pick up some impressive results at home against some very good teams. So against the bad road Verona team. I guess you have to back Genoa here. It has to be at least a double chance for Genoa. You got something here, Sergio.
Yeah, just 0-0 win for Genoa. That's what I think that will happen here. Genoa doesn't, they don't score a lot, of course. They lost the last game against Hellas Verona, also 1-0, and something tells me they will win this one 1-0. I'm leaning towards Genoa, and also an interesting odd. Don't forget at 2. So no, for me it's Genoa win.
All right. So at least you picked the Friday game. All right. Let's
This
let's get to it's a lean, so not really a pick, but a lean. All
yeah.
right. Let's get to the next game. Lecce hosting AC Milan. Lecce wins set at 4.75. AC Milan wins set at 1.82. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now Lecce struggles. They continued giving up a lead against Roma, while AC Milan bounced back in a good way, beating PSG in the Champions League. Now, AC Milan, they failed to win 3 straight league games, and this is a good opponent to bounce back. I'm backing AC Milan in this spot. Who do you got here, Sergio?
Yeah, it's an interesting odd to back AC Milan in this one. Lecce, the last 6 games, 2 draws, 4 losses. So at 1.8 for Milan. Yeah, it's an interesting odd, and I would say the way to go. If you have extra money to spend, AC Milan.
Yeah, you have to back AC Milan in this spot. All right, we agreed there. Let's get to the next game. Juventus hosting Cagliari. Juventus wins set at 1.34. Cagliari wins set at 9.5. Line for the goal set at 2.5. I have no bet here. Low value in backing Juventus. They're the better team. I know they are sitting second, but I'm still not sold on them. They were outplayed by Fiorentina. I know they won the game, but listen, man, they were very fortunate to get the win. Against lowly Cagliari, they should get the win at home. So no best bet for me here. You got something here, Sergio.
I'm also not betting this game, but I'm not sure if it will be that easy for Juventus against Cagliari. Maybe they'll have a very very small win, but no, it's I'm not betting this game, but also not too confident about Juventus.
Yeah, same here. Not sold on Juventus given what they have displayed so far. All right. Next game, Monza hosting Torino. Monza wins set at 2.4. Torino wins set at 3.25. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Monza, a solid home team, while Torino has scored once in their last 3 road games. So that makes me lean towards the home team in this spot. But these teams are very close to each other. It's just a lean at the home spot because this smells like a draw for me. What do you got, Sergio?
Even a correct score 0-0 for this one. Yeah, no, it has definitely has the ingredients for draw, even though the last 6 games there was always a winner. The last one not, but no, still this season they are even in points. They're almost even. So no, for me it's also leaning towards a draw.
Yeah, Monza a slightly better goal difference, but just 12 goals scored in 11 games. Torino 9 goals scored in 11 games, so not expecting goals in this spot. At least not a lot of goals. All right, let's get to the next game. Napoli hosting Empoli. Also nothing here. Empoli, the lowest scoring team, visiting Napoli. Napoli should roll here, although I have not been impressed with what I've seen from Napoli in recent games, but they should roll here against lowly Empoli. You got something here, Sergio?
Yeah, Empoli almost lost on the table. Napoli doesn't have a lot of points yet. 21. Yeah. Comparing the 7 against Empoli, it's a lot. But like you said, I'm not very convinced about Napoli. But Empoli should be an easy opponent for them. Not an interesting odd. Maybe over 3.5, but Napoli doesn't score a lot also this season. So no, not an interesting bet for me this weekend.
Yeah, we agree there. All right, let's get to the next game. This one is an interesting for me. Udinese hosting Atalanta. Udinese set at 3.75. Atalanta win set at 2.07. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, like I said earlier, if there's a line I don't understand, I'm listening to you, Sergio. Atalanta is the far better team here. Still, it's over 2 in backing Atalanta for a win here. Udinese just a poor team. Who do you got here, Sergio?
Yeah. It's you can go two ways in this game: over 2.5, or an Atalanta win. I'm leaning towards Atalanta to win this one. Udinese just yeah, lucky win against Milan, and that also makes me lean towards Atalanta, because a huge success like that, usually the next game is a huge disappointment. So I'm leaning towards Atalanta to win this one.
Yeah, especially for these teams, Udinese very low in terms of scoring. Atalanta lost to Inter, but listen, man, no shame in that. Inter's a great team. Udinese also failed to beat Atalanta since 2017, so good spot to back Atalanta here. All right, next game, Fiorentina hosting Bologna. Fiorentina wins set at 2.1. Bologna wins set at 3.5. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Bologna just one loss on opening day, and that just feels too good to be true. Now, Fiorentina, 2 straight losses against Lazio and Juventus, but I'm expecting them to bounce back here, given that Bologna just has one loss. Like I said, feels too good to be true. One thing to keep an eye on, Fiorentina also involved in European action tonight. Who do you got here, Sergio?
Yeah, this one, it's a difficult one, but for the feeling, you have to back Fiorentina. But yeah, Bologna, very good team this season, it seems, and the last 6 games, just 2 draws. Yeah, even against Inter, what was a great achievement actually. Thiago Motta looks like he got things on the rails there. This game is a stay away for me, but if you want Bologna, is definitely a good tip, good way to go. But no, for me, it's a stay away.
Yeah, Bologna also a lot of draws, draw against Juventus and against Verona, against Napoli, also against Monza, and also two of the last 5 games. So um could easily be a draw. But listen, man, this feels too good to be true. The players are not that good, losing just 1 game all season. So I'm expecting them to drop points here. All right, let's get to the next game. Inter hosting Frosinone. Yes, man. Also, no bet here. Inter wins set at 1.21. Frosinone wins set at 14. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Inter was also involved in the Champions League and visiting Salzburg. But yes, man, Inter should roll here. What do you got, Sergio?
Yeah, yes, of course. No, not an interesting bet. Easy win for Inter this weekend. Yeah, Frosinone won the last 2 games, but yeah, the opponents weren't that great also. So yeah, no, easy Inter win.
All right, we agree there. Let's get to the last game. Lazio hosting Roma. Lazio wins set at 2.9. Roma wins set at 2.6. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Lazio very inconsistent, 10th in the league, 13 goals scored, 13 goals allowed. So it just spells mediocre. Roma just one loss in their last 5 against Inter, but they're still struggling on the road. Lazio has won 4 of the last 5 against Roma at home, so that makes you want to lean towards Lazio. But listen, man, they are a very mediocre team, and right now, maybe kind of a bit lucky to pick up the win in the Champions League against Feyenoord. Where are you going here, Sergio?
Yeah, for me it was definitely lucky from Lazio to win the game. Feyenoord was slightly better, and Lazio playing at home, it was very disappointing. Roma with Jose Mourinho and Lukaku. I'm going for a Roma win. Roma is actually my sixth log of the weekend. I'm going for Roma to win this one. Roma also, I think, also playing.
Yeah, they're also involved in action tonight, and that gives me some cause to pause because they're also going on the road. But listen, man, knowing Mourinho, he might not field his strongest 11, having one eye on this game. They're playing against Slavia Prague.
Yeah, they're playing against Slavia Prague. Yeah, but still, I'm leaning more towards Roma. This one, it's a derby, so it's gonna be a intense game. I think a lot of tackling, but so a red card might fall also. So yeah, but I'm leaning towards Roma to win this one. Actually, it's even a bet, so a Roma win for me.
All right. That wraps up Serie A, and that wraps up the show for this week's games. Guys, like we always say, bet smart, bet with your heads, set your limits, and stay within your means. We are off next week because of the international break, but we will be back after that. So thank you guys for listening. Like we said, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, drop a comment. We appreciate that. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and thanks for listening.